Welcome to the Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast, where trauma survivors become healthy thrivers. Each month, we'll feature a theme in the trauma recovery and empowerment field. To promote your recovery, healing, and learning how to build dreams, here's your host, Karen Robinson, transformational coach and therapist.
Welcome to the Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast. Today, my guest is a dear friend and my business coach, Caterina Rando. She is a best-selling author, speaker, podcaster. She's a retreat leader. She's a mentor. She's also on a mission to uplift women everywhere through thriving entrepreneurship. She empowers women to recognize their value, embrace leadership, and succeed in business with strategy and heart. Through speaking, mentoring, and community, she creates opportunities for women to grow, give, and make a meaningful impact. Caterina, welcome to my show.
Thank you, my friend. You know, I'm blessing to be with you.
Yeah, so one of the reasons I wanted to invite you for this is because you were my last speaker on Friday at the Finding Revitalization After the Physical Effects of Trauma. And you did such an amazing closing. It was very positivo, inspirational, despite sharing some physical issues that you've had. You know, you've had a few accidents, you've had some pain with your hips. Do you want to kind of give us a little bit of a recap on what your talk was on Friday?
Yeah, well, I have always I would say, been a very healthy person. And at the same time, throughout the course of life, I shared that I was hit by a car when I was 6 years old, and I was thrown 30 feet. I was thrown 30 feet in the off the hood of the car. I did not break any bones, but I do feel that that left an impression in my body that allowed for perhaps later challenges. Also, when I was a teenager, I had a few car crashes, and that is never good for the body. And then now, last year and a half ago, I had my first hip replaced, and then I had my second hip replaced. And I did not know for years and years and years. And when I say years and years and years, I mean like 10 years, my friend. I did not know what the problem was. And in the beginning, it was just that I would get up from the chair and my feet weren't quite ready to hit the floor. And I would shake my leg a little bit to make it ready to hit the floor. And that was fine because there wasn't any pain. But over the years of not being able to figure out what it was, it got more painful and more painful and more painful. And eventually, really, a girlfriend said to me, Caterina, it might be your hip, because I had my leg x-rayed. They said it's no problem. And so eventually I made my way to a surgeon who showed me x-rays of significant degeneration. And I want to say this, because right now I was with my dad yesterday, and he told me this friend of ours really needs a hip replacement, and he's feeling very apprehensive to get a hip replacement. And I want to say that most people do very well with hip replacements, and the recovery is very good. And because we're living a really long time, a lot of people need to have them. I remember once I was at a luncheon, and there were 6 ladies at the luncheon, and the ladies there was only one of them that was older than me. Most of them are younger than me. 6 ladies at this table, and 4 of them had had hip replacements. And some of them
Wow.
had a long time ago. So I do encourage you, if you have hip pain or back pain, to look into it. But the thing that I feel made me really soar through this situation was my mental attitude. And also, as soon as I knew I needed to have it, I started to really improve my attention on building more physical strength, and making sure that, and of course I had to lose some weight for it. I shouldn't say, of course, that I did lose some weight for it. I even hired a gal for 1 hour. I hired her. She worked with people after hip replacement for their recovery. I hired her before I went to see my surgeon, and she gave me some great insights that made me very knowledgeable. And the thing is that you don't know what you don't know. And if you've never had certain things done, you don't know what happens. And
Right.
that's why I do encourage people to educate themselves, to really consult with other people before, so that you come out really well on the other side.
Yeah. No, I was really appreciative of your talk because when people think of trauma, sometimes they don't think about things about like car accidents
Mm-hmm.
or being hit by a car, which for your little body, that was well, for any body, no matter how little or big it was, it's a trauma. Our body doesn't forget anything. It stores onto stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
love your commitment, Katerina, to healing yourself. I know you well, so I know you put a lot of money, time, and energy to health products, to self-care. And I really feel like you're thriving because of that.
Thank you. And we talked about red light yesterday, that I'm a big
Yes.
fan of the red light for healing a lot of things. Even, if you have a little cut or something, red light is great for that. For any pain that you're having in your body. It's also good, we discussed, for collagen upgrade, which is really good too. Boosting collagen for those of us that care about that, which I do, I have to say.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, so I just thought your talk was really positive. So if
Thank
you're
you.
listening to this and you missed her talk yesterday, please consider getting the replays. They're
Yes.
going to be free for 72 hours once they're released. And then after that, they're $27. So really affordable. We also have a VIP package for anyone interested that has some coaching offers and some courses and so forth. So, Katerina, I'm also one of your referral partners,
Yeah.
and I believe that survivors really would do well when possible to use their voice in their
Yes.
healing. And
Yeah.
Amp Up is a beautiful place for us to use our voice. Can you
Yeah.
share a little bit more about your next Amp
Yeah.
Up cruise?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited about all our retreats. But the thing that's really fun about our Amp Up adventure is that it comes from a couple, I guess it's maybe 3 years ago now. I was on a cruise ship with some gals. We're doing a retreat. Another thing we do is a retreat on how to do women's retreats. And I said to the gals that were on the ship, I said, hey, let's get together in my cabin for some masterminding for 90 minutes. And then we're going to go to dinner. And we were there for 7.5 hours. And the ladies were sharing ideas and they were asking each other's opinions and they were uh, providing each other resources. And like it was, they didn't even want to go to dinner. We ordered room service. The whole bed had different plates of food on it so we could keep masterminding. And I thought, this is really something. So you came with me recently. We did our first mastermind Amp Up adventure. And what it is we all get together on a cruise ship and we do a lot of masterminding while we're there. We also have a lot of fun. We do things to connect people. We go to the silent disco and we wear pajama parties and we wear pajamas at the silent disco and we do an accelerated jewelry exchange and we have afternoon tea with fascinators. I always like to get some feminine fun in. But then we're doing masterminding. And the thing is that we all have so much wisdom to share. We get together and we share it. And your cup gets full. You make friends. By the time you get off the ship, you're revitalized. You've got great ideas. You've expanded your network. And hopefully, if I'm doing my job right, you're blissing in your business. That's our Amp Up adventure.
Yes, I will say that I was a gold sponsor for the last one, and I don't regret my decision. It was a really wonderful time, and it was well done. I loved all the masterminding. I loved the activities,
I thank
and
you
it
so
was nice to have excursions. So it's
much.
just like a really well-rounded time.
Thank you.
So that was beautiful.
I want to thank you for your sponsorship. And you did not say, which you are Insta Yes to sponsor next time, which thank you for your Insta Yes sponsorship for next time, because we are going to go to Alaska and we are going to have 60 gals with us on the ship. We are going to take time to enjoy Alaska. And then we are also going to take time for masterminding and filling everybody's cup, both emotionally and mentally for sure. And then we're going to fill everybody's fun cup too.
Yeah. And I know that so far the event has not only drawn in women entrepreneurs, but also podcasters. And who else do you feel like it applies to or
Yes. So
would be a good fit for?
this is a great adventure for women that want to use speaking to grow their business, or they're
Speaking.
already using speaking, women that are podcasting or want to be podcasting, women, if they're podcasting, they want to expand their reach, they want to do it better, and also for women that have a business and they consider their business their mission. Our community is for women that see business as their mission or their ministry because we're doing business so much, we might as well be really enjoying it along the way.
Right. Yeah, I know I've been kind of working on my business all weekend, and I kept thinking I probably should be doing more R&R, and I'm doing it. I'm getting my little walks and stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I created this business because I love it, and I love putting
Exactly.
my time and energy and
Yeah.
looking to how I can serve others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I find when there's no appointments to get to and no calls to make and all of that, it's great for creative time, for what I call your thinking and planning time for your business. And and that's usually some time by yourself, and that's okay too, because that's when some brilliant ideas will come in.
Yes. And I want to spend a moment too highlighting a woman that is a retreat partner for both of us. She's beautiful, Stephanie Flanders Martin. What's the name of the agency? Boutique Travel by the Martins?
I
Boutique
believe.
Travel?
Yes.
Something like that. We'll put it in the show notes. Uh,
Yes.
tell us about, I'll share too, but tell us about the projects you and Stephanie are working
Yeah.
on, other
Okay.
than Amp Up.
Okay. Well, we just talked this morning, Stephanie, and really, I want to say that collaboration is something that women are really good at.
Mhm.
And I encourage you, if you feel like, oh, this would be more fun if I was doing it with someone else, then look and see what projects you want to do with someone else. And Stephanie and I have done workshops together. We just did a workshop last week on how to thrive with women's retreats. We're doing another one coming up very soon. And we are also doing a retreat on how to do women's retreats. It's a retreat and program, and it starts in a few months. And it's all about supporting women to bliss and thrive, not only at their retreats, but with the planning, the producing, the profiting, the filling of your retreats. And of course, if we're going to teach how to do retreat, we got to go on a retreat. So that's what we're going to do next February. And I do the part about creating community and making everyone feel VIP and all those kinds of things. Of course, the sales part. And Stephanie talks about the logistics and the travel and the accommodations and all of that.
Yes, which it saves so much time for those of us who aren't, like I enjoy doing those things, but it's not my specialty. So the fact that I could partner with her and she do those pieces of the logistics, it's been such a time saver and a stress reliever too, because you want it to be done beautifully, and she does that.
And what I want women to realize is that their job is to fill their retreat, not to do the logistics. You need support with that.
Yes, yes. Okay, so what I want to shout out about with Stephanie, we have a retreat in November of 2026, and Caterina is one of my guests. It is for women who are healing, and it's going to be beautiful. It's in the Shenandoah area of Virginia, and we're pretty much full. So at this point, anybody would be a bonus. We did rent an additional a cottage on the land for overfill, and I'm super excited about that. Stephanie's been wonderful to work with. We are
Yeah,
also leading a healing retreat for couples in Italy next year.
exciting.
And over the moon excited for that. We're taking 5 couples with us on that adventure. Yeah, and more to come. We're going to do another women's healing retreat on the coast of Oregon. And we have some fun activities planned for that as well.
And what I want to
So,
say, my friend, that, I'm coming to the retreat in Virginia because I love you and I love Stephanie and I would love to hang out. And women don't often realize the power of retreats, especially if you haven't done it before. And it's important to get out of your regular environment. It's important to be with other women that are up to the same thing. Part of the reason why I love what you're doing at this place and what we do on the cruise ships is you go and you don't have to worry about your day to day, making the bed, making dinner, picking up the dog and the kids and the everything. And it's time to get away and focus on you, on your life, on your body, on your whatever you want to focus on, and to leave really filled up. And that's what and so I tell my clients that a retreat twice a year, this needs to be standard operating procedure because, we're all doing a lot of stuff, and getting away is essential. And even if you don't, like, I'm going on a yoga retreat with Stephanie in a couple weeks. We're going to Thailand. Thailand wasn't on my list. Yoga retreat wasn't on my list. But hey, it's an opportunity to get away and be with amazing women and fill my cup and get revitalized. And that's what I'm doing. And so twice a year, one of the first 6 of the months of the year, one the second month of the year. This needs to be standard operating procedure for women who want to live well.
and if you can get more in, go for it. I also
That's true.
scheduled, I also booked a retreat with Stephanie, but it's also a retreat with yoga in Italy. And so I've already explored a lot of Thailand.
Excuse me, you're going on a retreat, a yoga retreat in Italy. You haven't even told me, my friend. I cannot believe it.
I'm not hosting it. I'm just a guest, but
Okay, well, so
you're
what?
invited now. You're
Well,
invited now.
yeah, my friend, you've been holding out on me. I can't believe it. When is it? When are
Well,
you going?
I knew that was going to be your question. Ah,
Okay,
I
well,
want to say June. I want to say June, but we'll have to get those dates too.
next
It's
June, next June.
well, it's right after the couples retreat. I'm
Okay,
literally staying in Italy longer so I can host a retreat and then go on a retreat.
okay.
Now
Well,
that's what I call good living.
yes, give me the dates because I would love
I
to go.
will. Yeah, and they'll have them in the show notes for people too that um are just motivated. The other thing about retreats when you have these destinations, like it's really cup filling because you get to explore new
Yes.
countries, see new people, try different foods, do different adventures. So yeah, I'm a big lover of retreats. And I'm so thankful to you, Katerina, that you helped me have this dream come alive for me because it was one of my ideas before working with you. And then through working with you and then meeting Stephanie, I was like, okay, this is possible. Yeah, I can make
Yay.
this happen. So thank you.
Awesome. My pleasure.
Great. Any last words to wisdom? Oh, let me remind you, like a lot of my audience is women and a few good men who are surviving some really hard crap. They've had traumas, they've had wounds, maybe divorces, accidents, maybe unemployment. Do you have a short message of inspiration for them on how not to get
Yeah. So first,
too
let me say,
depressive?
yeah.
Yeah.
So first, let me say that even when you do positive things, like Karen, you did your amazing summit yesterday. It was so amazing. It's so great. It's very common that after a big accomplishment, we have an emotional low. And you haven't said that to me today, but what I want to say is that, like, all feel as you know, as everybody, hopefully I'm reminding you, all feelings are valid. And sometimes with a lot of mental output or a lot of emotional output, there's a dip, emotional dip after. I remember sometimes I've had like an amazing event, and everything went great, and we sold a lot of stuff too, and everyone's happy, and then the next day I'm depresso, and I'm saying, why am I depresso? We had such a great thing. Well, because there is that natural, it's a natural thing that happens, and I want everyone to be aware of that and take a deep breath. And this is why we have to put rest on our calendar. Okay,
Mhm.
rest, rejuvenate. You're not being self-indulgent when you're sitting on the couch. That is called rest. Okay, and a lot of, especially women, don't have enough rest in their life. Like today, I got invited to go to brunch. I said I cannot go. Why? Now, do I like to go to brunch? Of course, I love to go to brunch, but I want to have a day of rest today because I've been very go, go, go. And so I want to encourage people. That's part of self-care, is to make sure you have enough rest on your calendar. The other thing I want to say is pay attention to the people in your life. And this is the big thing and the little thing. And I do mean pay attention, like give them love, but pay attention. What are they bringing to your life? The other night we went to a magic show with my dad. My dad's enthusiast of magic. And we had a driver take us there and take us back. And the driver complained the whole way there, and he complained the whole way back. And I said to my dad yesterday, I said, I'm never getting in his car again. We had a wonderful evening, and then we get in the car, and this guy's complaino the whole way home. So you do not have to have people in your life that are depleting you, or you can create boundaries. You want to look at, how can I fill my life with people that uplift me? We talked about our friend Stephanie, always uplifting. Our friend Tracy, always uplifting. Karen, always uplifting. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't have moments when they are not feeling like a queen of the planet. However, what is their standard operating procedure? Positive, uplifting, forward thinking. Those are the people you want to surround yourself with. And that's the person you want to be. And it is a choice to choose to be more focused on the positive and the possibilities in your life than what's not working. Of course, we all have things that are not going well, but that's why instead of saying sorry for me, we say, how can I have them go better? And we find
Beautiful.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much for spending time with us on your rest day.
Well, being with you is uplifting, my friend.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast today.
Thank you for listening in today. Please join us next week, same day and time. Also, I would love for you to check out my website, healthrivedream.com.